Two. Hello, this is Tisha McDonald's Alternatives Beauty Studio.
And this is Tanika Gillar. I am naturally yours in Birmingham, Alabama.
I'm coming from a different room today, Tanika. This is like the natural lighting. But the sun is just shining in. How was your day
Okay.
today?
I should have sat in some natural lighting today.
How was your day going?
It's going okay. No complaints. Well, I could complain, but who cares? I mean, really, y'all don't care for real.
Oh,
So it's okay. My day is going all right. So I cannot complain. How
okay.
about
School
you?
started. Ah, same. School started a little hectic with the three, and but we're getting it together. We're getting it together.
I think so too. School started here. We can't get into the schoolology. We're going to work on that later on this evening. But so far, for the past 2 days, it's been okay. We've been able to connect through WebEx and watch the teacher and listen to what they have to say. But it's not too bad. I'm not going to complain about that. It's been okay. I always tell people it's a transition. That's for parents, for teachers, for everybody getting used to doing it online. So, you just got that little curve.
Got the little curve. Um, All right, so let's get into it. I know you have other things to do later on. Uh, so let's just get into it. Natural hair
Wait,
care.
before we get into it, I want to just say thank you for the viewers that watch and for those who catch the replay because we
Yes,
never know who's catching these replays. Did you have any questions from on Sunday?
I did. I wanted to ask the people, well, actually, you, how do you feel about your clients bringing in their own products? And then I have a story about that one.
Okay, so we're addressing a question that we received on Sunday. How do we feel about clients bringing in their own products? I don't have a problem with it. If that's what you like, if you like it, I love it. I'm going to use it, whatever you bring.
Okay. I had a client, she brought in her own products. I'm the same way. If you bring it in, I will use it. I will give my advice on it too, though. Like I always say, no cream conditioner in locks. No cream conditioner in locks. I have two clients that want cream conditioner in their locks. That's okay because I'm the one rinsing it out so I can see, make sure that everything is out. But I'm big on no cream conditioner in locks. Fine. But I had a client bring in flaxseed. Um, it was like a flaxseed gel. You put the water with the flaxseed and make it like a gel. She didn't want to use the gel. All right, fine. But then at the end, so I'm using it. I don't like the consistency. It was very slimy. After she went under the dryer, it was like it had a little crust on it. Didn't like that. And that is one of the reasons for the gel part. I don't like using a client's product. It depends on the gel, but that was just so slimy. I kept stirring it with the comb and then applying it to my and it kept sliding on my hair. It was just the consistency was not good. So when she came out the dryer, it had a crust to it. And I said to her, I said, well, this is because we're using the flaxseed, so that's why it has this crust going on. But she was like, well, when I wash my hair, it'll wash completely out because, it's water soluble, this, that, and the other, whatever. All right. So I just wanted to know how you felt about using products that your clients bring in. If you bring it in, I will use it. And a lot of times, some clients just bring in like, not their shampoos and conditioners that they're like, but this particular was like a slimy gel that she made at home, flaxseed and water. And I was just like, oh, this was like really the worst, because it was just slimy and then it made a crust. That's all.
Okay. All right, we got you, Tisha, because you're gonna
I know,
have
I'm
some
sorry.
naturals that like the flax seed, so you know.
This is true. I wouldn't have had a problem with it. It's just that once we came out the dryer and the crust that it left on the locks.
Yeah, yeah. Most of
Mhm.
the time, if a client brings products, it's something that the dermatologist recommended for them, either a
Yeah,
shampoo or ointment. That's usually
yeah.
what my clients bring. Other than
Uh-huh.
that, they don't really bring products or anything. They just trust whatever I use on their scalp,
Hmm.
which
Well,
leads
I have
us
one that
into
she loves. They love. It's a product I use sometimes, but I don't really use it at all times. I think it's Miel, and they love that, and I do like the way it smells and everything. So yeah.
they catch you with the smells. They catch you with the smells. Yeah. Um, which we're gonna get into this next topic in just a minute, but I was watching a live a couple of days ago, and they was asking, and we talk about this often about using products on your hair, and they were talking about how back in the day they used to use grease, and how now everybody's into the coconut oil and the shea butters and the heavy stuff, and how when Madam C.J. Walker, when she made her products, it was salves and things like that, something to help the hair because the heat that they were working in, the dirty environments that they were in, because it wasn't as clean and sanitary as things are today. And so they had to have special ointments and oils and stuff, and how they didn't have conditioner back then. They only had the pomades, and those were your conditioner. They was just talking about the different greases and stuff like that, and going back to that, which leads
Back
us
to the
into our topic.
sulfur, they used that a
Yes.
lot back in the day, and it
Mhm.
helped the hair grow. Today we have other things,
That was
I
the
don't know that
debate.
yeah.
It was a debate because there was like everybody selling different oils and stuff, and does your hair really need oil and things like that. It was a panel discussion. I was just in the group just looking and watching, and do you really need the oils? It's really not a need, but since there's such a demand, the market just keeps putting it out there because the people are demanding it, but it's not necessarily a need for it. So that's a debate for another issue, because everybody got their own when it comes to that.
I like my oils, but now I'm not gonna tell you because I get this question. This person did ask me, is there something I recommend to regrow hair? And I say I never recommend anything like that because I personally have never used anything to regrow hair. So I can't tell you what to use for that. And I can't endorse something that I really don't know about. I don't know if it's gimmicky. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
don't recommend that. I just use regular oil, on my hair. But I can't say use this Temple Balm or use this, I can't do that because I
Right.
really don't know.
Right. So we're not going to go deep into that, because today's topic is 5 ways to detangle your hair, or what was it?
Um, 5 ways to prep your hair. So yeah, detangling is part of
Okay,
preparing the
to,
hair.
to prep your natural hair. So especially, I don't do children, and children, I mean, so you have to make sure. My number one thing was making sure that the environment was conducive for something like that, because children, they have a hard time, and sometimes you have tender-headed clients. So you want to make sure that the environment is right, that you have everything that you need, that you don't have to run back and forth to get stuff. Make sure that your environment, the setting is right. If they like to watch TV or listen to music or have a blanket, a pacifier, whatever it is that's going to soothe that client, whether it's an adult or a baby, you want to make sure that the environment is right for them. That's my number one.
I had a child this morning, 8 a.m. She was coming for a haircut. But it depends on the age of the child too. But yeah, the environment. I don't take anybody less than 5. So and they're usually pretty good. Because like you said, I just put on the TV. What's your favorite show? Let's watch it. Sometimes you have to ask the parents to leave if they're gonna start acting out in front of the parent, because sometimes they're better with the parent gone. And I think we discussed this before. Sometimes, back in the day when I used to take them younger, sometimes the parent would have to sit in the chair with the child. But that's when I had alternatives too, the salon for kids. But since that salon is no longer, I no longer take the little ones to, 2 years old and up. I just
Yeah.
start at
And so
5.
for the adults as well. I know the environment where we are, people really like the music. They think it's soothing, it's relaxing. And so just making sure that the environment is clean, and that you have everything that you need at arm's length, which takes me to number 2. Make sure you have, well, you're going to moisturize the hair, but you want to make sure that you have a wide tooth comb and or a wide brush, like a Denman brush, that can help to detangle the hair. What is your take on that?
Love my Denman brush. That's really the only brush I use at the salon. And I have a boar's head brush. I have boar's head brush, but really I only use the Denman's brush. I love those brushes. You know, um, And of course, I have like several detangling combs. But yeah, I keep those things. Of course, that's right on hand. That goes without
Right.
saying. And I keep a spray bottle of water. I don't necessarily have conditioner in the water. I just use the spray bottle of water, mist it, make sure you hold the hair close to the head, then comb from the tip to the root. Comb from the
That's what
tip
that
to
was
the root.
tip number three. That was tip number three.
Okay, I got ahead of you.
Yeah, that's okay. Tip number three, taking it from the root, from the tip up to the root, using that water or detangler and or conditioner. That's my next number four. So you want to make sure that the hair is moist. Sometimes with children, I find that that would be the easiest way to get the little wispies or the little knots out, is to make sure you have a detangler and or a conditioner along with the water. And sometimes I like to do it that way sometimes too, because it makes it easier when I go to the shampoo bowl. You know, it's easier to comb through and wash through.
And I have a lot of mixed race children. So a lot of times their hair, and that's what I had this morning. I have quite a few, but I noticed like a lot of times they'll come in and some of them have mats in their hair from going to bed with their hair wet at night and not, making sure it's dry before bed or even combing it and putting it in two twists. You could always twist it in, right before you go to bed. So a lot of times I'll have clients that have mats in their hair. And so I will take a detangler and comb and brush, but then you have to be so careful pulling the hair because then sometimes they'll lose some hair, that can be kind of painful. And then that's when you educate. Well, you can't, your hair is the type that you cannot go to bed with your hair wet because it will mat up on you, it will tangle up.
Yeah, I think that that's important to educate the clients. And now they have a lot of um, detangler and products for mixed or biracial or whatever um, people. They have a lot of different products now for mixed race individuals. So I hear good things about the products, but I'm not sure again. Mixed Chicks is one of them.
Saturday, that's what my client brought, mixed chicks. She loved it.
Yes.
She loved it, yeah.
So I think that if that works for them, now with that, when you say, do you use what a product, what a client brings, I would definitely use it if that's what they like. I would definitely use that. Um, and then my next thing,
Another one that I do use for biracial hair is I just had it yellow. Oh goodness. Every hair show I go to, now I can't even think of it. And I just had it in my head, but go ahead.
I
Jane
know who you're
Carter.
talking about.
Jane Carter. Jane Carter. I use her a lot in the salon. Jane Carter product.
Jane Carter.
Yes. All right, now
Okay. Yes. Okay. I don't see her much here in the stores here.
okay. It could be a
So
north-south
that's the
thing.
difference between the North and the South.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a lot of Jane Carter, even though I know who she is. And it was a Nairobi. We have Nairobi down here, and you said you don't see a lot of Nairobi up there. So
It's like
that's
designer
different.
essentials.
You have
Designer
designers
essentials.
that you
That's not big up here.
okay, and it's big, it's huge down here. So those
Mhm.
are some of the differences, you guys. I am Nikki, naturally yours. I'm in Birmingham, Alabama. Of course, licensed stylist.
And this is Tisha McDonald, the Poconos PA. Again, licensed stylist.
So y'all are getting some tips on how to detangle the hair. And we said that we need to first have a comfortable environment, make sure that everything is good within reach, especially if you have small children. You want to make sure that they have what they need. Then we want to use a good wide tooth comb or brush, something that's going to help detangle. Some people like to use wooden brushes and combs and brushes. That's like new, and so they like to use that. You also want to have moisture, so whether it's water, just plain, or a detangler mixed with a conditioner and water. Anything that's going to smooth out that hair and get the little knots and wispies off, you want to do that. And then our next tip was to comb from the tip of the hair, from the ends all the way up to the root, and then just smooth it out that way. And then my next thing would be maybe you can finger detangle before you even use anything else. So sometimes I like to just go through the hair and just detangle with my fingers. Yeah, just separate it that way before I go in with the comb or the brush, because sometimes, like if you have a matted client, that might be the easiest way to do it. And even with locks, sometimes if my clients um are way past their due date, I will have to go through the locks that way and detangle it with my fingers before even taking them to the shampoo bowl, because you don't want that hair just matting up when you get to the bowl. And that was my next point, is that it's important to detangle before you go to the bowl. Um, yeah.
Okay. And that's pretty much it. I agree with that. Um, that is pretty much it.
But at the same time, when you have clients that just take their braids down, say you have box braids or something like that, you want to make sure that you're detangling each section. So if I take out this braid, I want to detangle as I go along. I don't want to wait till I get all of the hair out and then try to go back and comb through it. That's making a mess. So, sometimes if you have your braids in for a long period of time, you'll have that little bobble or that little knot at the root. So you want to make sure that you detangle that part first, whether you finger detangle it or if you do it dry or with something. You want to do it dry. You don't want to do it wet because you're going to mat it. So make sure that you detangle it, comb it out again, and make sure that it's good before you go to the shampoo bowl.
Because once you go to that shampoo and it's wet, that is a mess.
It is. It is a mess. I've had one client do that on her own hair, and it was a mess. I'm like, I don't know what to do with this, because it really needed to be cut because it was just so matted together. There was no way that you could separate it. It was like one big ball. And that's why education is important, you guys. I know now a lot of people are doing this rubber band method when it comes to box braids and twists. They're doing a rubber band method, which is kind of damaging to the hair, you know. So once you take that down, you guys, again, be careful, make sure, because you need to have the knowledge behind everything. And so you want to make sure that you are detangling before you go to the ball. I just talk, and I'm sorry, you guys. Go ahead, T. You had something to say?
No, well, if you're doing the rubber band method, you just know don't leave those rubber bands in for a long period of time. Don't say, oh, it's lasting me, I don't know, 2 months, I'm going to leave it in. No, you take it out, a little sooner than the 2 months, because it is the rubber band. And we all know that rubber bands are not good for the hair. They break the hair, and now they say they have some that's anti-breakage or whatever, but that's usually the ponytail holders, not necessarily the rubber band that it's the anti-breakage and stuff like that. So, but with everything today, it's like all natural this, but really then when you get to the bottom of it, it's really not natural at all, so you really got to be careful and really know what you're, and I'm only going on with that rubber band thing because you just brought it up. So,
Well,
so
because it's becoming a big deal, I think.
yeah.
I think people are really going with it because it makes it easy and convenient for people now just to do the
They're
slap
just
the rubber
starting out and
band
they
and
don't
keep
know
it.
how to do.
Right. They don't know how to do the old school traditional braiding or twisting. So anyway, this is Tanika Gillar. I am naturally yours in Birmingham, Alabama. My website is iamnaturallyyours.com. Right there you can find you can make appointments if you want to. You can go to shop at my store online. You could order products, t-shirts, books, whatever. There's things on the website that you can get. So this is Nikki of Naturally Yours in Birmingham, Alabama.
And this is Tisha McDonald. This is Alternative Beauty Studio. My website is alternativebeauty.studio. You could go there and shop. I have an online store and you can buy whatever you need from the online store, just like going to your local beauty supply. All right, we want to say thank you. Please be on the lookout, and we'll be advertising. We are both speaking at Tamika James, the Extensions Expo, October 18th and 19th. When we have more information, we'll give you more information, but we're excited to be speakers at that event. All right,
Yes.
guys. Yes.
I wanted to say that I also wanted to let you guys know that this is going to be a great event. A lot of times you ask about how do we know so much? Well, come on and get to know what we know, learn what we learned, and get to meet other businesses who are going to teach you different things than what we talk about or what we know. It's a 2 day event. And so we're excited about it. Once we have more information, you can get your tickets and join us virtually, and have skills to bring back, to your shop or to your clients or to whoever you serve.
There's going to be over 60 vendors. It's going to be over 60 educators there teaching some of everything. I am teaching the feed in cornrow. Tanika, what are you teaching?
I'm teaching all things crochet. And, I will be joining in some of those other classes because I like to learn. And so we'll tell the people more about it on our individually as well as here on Twinness.
All right, guys, thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you.